Hello, once again. Welcome back to some more star technology. I am Towkn, and with this, as you can see behind me, I did the rearranging stuff that I said I was going to do, along with a bunch of other stuff, and just waiting and waiting and waiting for stuff and stuff and stuff and waiting and for stuff and yeah. Anyways, let's jump into this and see where we're at. Okay, so I got all this stuff moved around, except for some of this stuff. Some of the stuff, the electrolyzer I still have here right now, it's doing some stuff with some galena to make lead dust, just because, yeah. But up here, we also have a thermal centrifuge now, because I wanted to get some gallium and some stuff like that, so we went ahead and made that. And then I realized I could get gallium out of there much better. But whatever. We have our gas collector here, which is putting our gas. I guess it's not putting gas into here. Why is this not working? Show recipes 1 overworld. If I go like that and go like that, is it going to work now? No. Oh, it's disabled. I could turn that back on. Okay. I didn't realize that. Okay, so that's fine. That's fine. That could be disabled for now. But yeah, we got our lathe in here so that we can get rods a lot easier. And then, of course, we could take the rods and put them in the cutter to get bolts. And then we can take those bolts and put them in the lathe again to get screws at twice the rate of everything. So we get a lot of screws that way for when we need screws. We got our wire mill in right there to do that. And we got a bender in here to get that, even though technically speaking, this is still much faster with doing tin plates and stuff like that right now. But yeah. So that's everything there that I did. I played around with this here quite a bit, and the only way to get it to work for a decent-ish amount of time is to have two 16 amp ones on top of there right now. And even that, after a little while, runs out. And what am I currently making? Oh yeah, the solarium, which I think technically I need nitrogen. But I did take the output hatch off because I realized I didn't need an output hatch. I went ahead and made 2 input hatches. But I guess I could technically turn that back on to start getting some more of that, because we'll need more of that. But as you can see, like this, that one there is completely empty, but that one is not. So because of that, this is now running at a full speed. But you can see that just sucks that power down. That sucks that power down. Once that happens, it's no longer running at full speed, and at that point, it's actually losing. And we really only got one. Which is probably because I need to put the stuff back on here to actually get power back into here. So we did have a power issue. I got everything set up right. And we got another power thing right here for stuff. Like these here, getting these all to work at a decent pace was a pain in the butt right now, because like the amperage and I still don't fully understand how it all works. But like even with everything connected and everything off except for this thing drained power completely from itself. It could not get the power to transfer all the way through. I'm not entirely sure how all that stuff works still, but whatever. Also went ahead and made a bunch of this, so we could throw it in there to get a bunch more of this diamond wire, which transfers energy better. But yeah, okay, so we got that. I went ahead and also finished building this and made one of these for sand so that we could get a bunch of diamonds. and that was mainly it, was just to get a bunch of diamonds because I accidentally broke my diamond pickaxe, so I ended up having to make another one. We moved our boiler over here and made it bigger, even though for some weird reason it's still only level 4 and annoying. But I mean, I think it's level 4 mainly because of this, that we're not getting enough heat. But I don't know why it doesn't. Like, if it's that big, why can't it fill up with more water? Unless it's literally the limitation of how much water that can put in it. I don't know. We moved everything here with that as well. Got this the water. Now it goes down there, all the way around to here to this guy. This thing is there. We got it all fixed. And as you can see, we have been using it a lot, but you can see we threw the zinc in there, and we actually got quite a bit of gallium out that way. We put this right here so that we could still get the different, the galena, the lead, and whatever that stuff there will end up being used for. And that's for the most part about it. I mean, we got this annoying piping back here that we need to do something with at some point, but yeah, there's our lead and sulfur. Oh wait, there's one other thing we did. It's not very efficient right now, but I'm gonna go in here real quick and click like this real quick. Type in dust. Actually, I got more than I need. We're gonna come over here to the centrifuge where we have arsenic, and then if I press U on this, we go to the mixer with galena and arsenic on 1 to get that. Our mixer is, I think, up here, right? Yep, mixer is up here. So we're gonna go ahead and take that out of there, and we'll put that in there, and put this on 1, so that'll start making some of that stuff there that we need for the next step. But yeah, the last thing that I did, well, actually, technically, there's 2 things I did. You can see one right there. That's not very efficient, but this here kept getting to the point where that was getting full of stuff, because apparently I'm guessing that the whatchamacallit, the drawers do not work effectively enough on there to do anything, and we've noticed that before, so I kind of went ahead and made a second one of these with the filter saying not to take wood. It takes the other 3, the everything else that it picks up, and puts it into this trash can, just throw it away. We got a rotational speed controller here, which is something else I think I might need to work on, because I think these can only go, yeah, like you can see those have a stress capacity of 200 or whatever, 256. I think I might need to go to bigger ones. But you can see in here is my attempt at making a mob farm. If they walk around, technically they walk more than these push, which I think is part of the reason why I need to up that a little bit. And then we got a colossal chest here, and you can see we have gotten some. We've gotten some gunpowder, we've gotten some spider eyes, we've gotten some string, we've got some flesh. So it does work, it's just not very effective because stuff doesn't spawn very fast, and like I said, it does not push very well. But yeah, but then we got I completely forgot that was there. We got this boiler. I'm looking right at it. I'm trying to think of what it is. We got this boiler on the side here now, just going straight into there, so that if for some weird reason I want to make 2 more of these and stack them right here, I could do that without having to either just go higher up or whatever. We could just go sideways and do another whole system right there. Yeah. And that's that. But yeah, we're going pretty good there. So this here, as you can see, uses up more power. than that. But now that we have this, I'm thinking, like, right now, of course, I think that was also one of the other things I forgot to do. We'll connect this up to this and this over to that. I don't know, can I just like do this to upgrade that one? No, I can't do that to upgrade the wire. Okay, didn't think so. So we're gonna have to go up there and break that thing so that we can upgrade this wire. So we'll go like that, we'll break that. We'll then grab this, put it right here, go like that, and connect it there. And then run around here and connect it up there. There we go. So now we have all that going. All this power should, assuming I have this set up correct. I could also have this thing not set up correct over here. Should get stuff. Yeah, as you can see, power right now only comes in there. We don't have the power set to come in the top. So if we go here and do that, that'll now start filling that up with power again. Thought I did something wrong. Only way power was going in was in with this before, so yeah, but we can do that now, which will fill these back up with power. And hopefully, once that's filled with power, everything will work a little bit better. I could also, real quick, technically, go ahead and break that and that. And of course, the other one fell down. I kind of wish they had changed it so that when you do break stuff, it always favors going towards the player. But I guess it's okay. Yeah. I was going to do some stuff with this so we don't have this wire just hanging down there. So let's do that real quick before we get into anything else. So let's go in here, grab this, go here, grab those. There we go. I mean, the wire doesn't hurt us, but we might as well just come over here, go to right here, I guess, and go up like that. Then we can jump up and put one of these here. And then we could put that there. And connect this up over there. There we go. Okay, I don't think I actually need this one here anymore. And that one we could replace with diamond wire too. Nice, there we go. We could replace these ones here with diamond wire. There we go. There to there, there to there. And then we could replace that one with diamond wire too, because we didn't do that before. And then the only thing not connected with diamond wire right now is this one here. So if we go like this and break it, we can then put it down here and connect this to here, this to there. Yeah. So anyways, the power issue I had, right? I was talking about having a power issue because we did some stuff and yeah. So this power issue, so you could see how these, one feeds one, the other feeds the, that feeds, this one now feeds that one, this one now feeds that one, even though I did originally have them so they were both just coming down and both of them fed these, but for some weird reason, I was like, you know what, maybe we could speed these things up with the rotational controller as well, and as you can see, like that one right now has got 5,000, that one's got 5,000. They were at 7 and 9,000 when I had more heat, right, in the boiler. And I mean, like, these output only a certain amount. apparently. I wonder if there's a way to get more output from that. I'm not entirely sure. But either way, after I sped it up, I had them sped up to like a full like 18, 20,000 ish stress units. Because I mean, like when this is running, it could do, that does 13, that does 13, altogether does 65, right? So we have 65 stress unit, or 65,000 stress units, and I was like, well, if that's only using like 10,000, that was all used. That's only 20 of the stress units. So let's speed these things up. I sped them up, and yeah, this wire cannot handle that much power. And the wire just kept popping. And then I probably tried for a good hour, maybe hour and a half of fiddling with everything power wise, just trying to get it so I could get it back. I even took them down, put them back up and everything. And then of course I moved that and tried it again, and yeah, it still didn't work. So now it just kept popping, like popping the wire. So we lost probably a good 20 pieces of wire. I mean, most of the time it's just popping one. Occasionally it would pop all three. But yeah, it kept popping the wire. So that one now feeds this one. That one now feeds this one. The wire now, of course, as you know, it goes all the way around the base. And yeah, do we not have one connected? We apparently do not have one connected here. So let's go ahead and connect that there. Right here, I did put an insulated wire so that if I do jump and stand on it, it's not gonna completely destroy me. Yeah. There we go. That's our gallium arsenic that we needed, or arsenide. Yeah. Okay, so now these are good. That's getting higher. So now if I turn this back on again, yeah, you can still see though, it drains those like nothing. Like there's just surely not enough power. Which sucks because it was working. It was working for quite a while before. Like I was getting like full stacks of these, so I don't know what exactly I messed up, unless it's just the sheer amount of power we're using overall. But I believe we are getting closer to getting the medium voltage stuff. There's just a couple other things we need to work on in order to get to that medium voltage. So let's jump in here and make this binding catalyst for making the diodes. So the diodes, to make a diode, we are going to need liquid. Liquid polyurethane, or liquid gas. Okay, so liquid gas, or not gas, glass, and that. But we're also going to need some annealed copper, fine annealed copper wire. So how do we get annealed copper? I don't really see. I guess we're gonna have to go with this. So how do we get annealed copper? Maybe from liquid annealed copper, which is scrap melting. Doesn't look like it. So anneal. Okay, so annealed copper dust. We could get that from crushing dust, doing stuff like that. We get it from the thing by crushing that. We get it from the packer by packing that. We get it from part grinder, and of course auto packing and that. So we're not looking for the dust. So if we then click on the ingot again, right, we get it from blasting the dust, cooking the dust, doing that. We get it from annealed copper, metal molding, turning it into that. That's not what we're needing. Plasma scrapping, which we can't do because we don't have an arc furnace. Fluid solidifier, so we would need liquid for that. Compressor, nope. Arc furnace, which we need. So we put copper in an arc furnace with oxygen. And I think that's going to be the only way we get it. So we're going to need to make ourselves the arc furnace. What do we need for the arc furnace then? Yeah, because I can see that down here. Annealed copper. That's kind of a bad place for that to be, because if I need annealed copper to make this diode, right? Maybe. Maybe I don't. Okay, so no, we could do it with fine copper wire. Okay, never mind. Liquid glass, small pile thing, and fine copper wire. So we just need to get some fine copper wire. I was about to try to do everything I need to do to make that arc furnace first. Copper. We do have some fine copper wire. So we could then go like this. Click on here and press U on this to get that. Right? And then we're going to go like this with 10 of them. And we're going to go ahead, get 40. And then again, it said we need to put this in the assembler with liquid glass. Right now, our assembler has liquid rubber in it, which kind of sucks because we're going to need to take that out, which means wasting rubber, which I guess is fine. We got a bunch right there. So we could break that, put that here, go like this, and put that right there. We then need some liquid glass. So we're going to need some quartzite. Right, if I click on this, and go like that. We'll need this, which we could put in here. Or no, it's quartz sand, isn't it? Never mind. So liquid glass, real quick. If I press U on this and we go to the assembler, right? Liquid glass, we get. I remember it was like quartzite. That's all I could remember. To get quartzite, we centrifuge quartzite, or we wash purified quartzite, or crushed nether quartz ore. Quartzite, crushed nether quartz, thermal centrifuge, ore processing, crushed quartzite, crushed certus. So I think that's, yeah. That's where this is going to have to come in and where we got this annoying thing here. So quartzite, because I knew we had some. So we'll grab this. Run back through our maze of stuff to our... It's around here somewhere. There it is. That one there. We'll throw it in there. Where that can turn that into the quartzite ore. We go like that again. But again, is that really the only way to get liquid glass? We do that in extractor from that. Yeah, so that's really the only way to get the liquid glass. That sucks. Okay, but anyways, we come here. We take our then crushed quartzite all the way around to this guy and throw it in here, right? No, it doesn't go in this ore washer. It goes in the other ore washer, which I did make one. It is right here. So we have this ore washer, so I could take this, throw it in here. We get purified quartzite, right? That was what it said. And then we take this, and we could put it in a sifter to get quartzite, or... some of that. We could then throw it in a thermal centrifuge. Yeah, to get refined quartzite, and then refined quartzite we could crush into quartzite. Okay, so if we throw it in the thermal centrifuge, we're going to do that just because we could get something else out of it too, possibly. Okay, so we'll come down here, grab this 7 again, come back up here, throw it in here. Then we'll take it and throw it in here. Then we could take this. I'm sure we could actually probably just put it in a ore grinding or crushing. So if we just crushed it in a forge hammer, right, all we will get is our quartzite dust. But if we put it here, we might get in the mercerator thing, we might get the stuff. So once this is done with that, we'll actually, well, we should. I don't have a spare forge hammer. Yeah, I don't really have a spare forge hammer to be able to do that in, so I could always just come over here and go to this one where I go like this. Throw that back in there, then we get some quartzite dust that we could throw in here. And yeah, that'll work. Perfect. Okay. Then we grab this. I mean, it's not as much as we need. Crush quartzite in there. So what is this stuff used for? So if we take this and we threw it in an electrolyzer, we get barium, right? So we have baryite dust. We get the barium, oxygen, and sulfur. But we would need 6 of that, and we only have that much right now. Okay. Okay, that's fine. We'll just let that go for now. This has the liquid glass in it, so we can go like this and tell it to go from here into here. And then we'll put the fine copper wire and the small piles in there, and then once we get at least one more, we'll be good. It's a big long process just for this. We'll just wait. There we go. Throw this into there. Go ahead, take all that out of there. This is getting closer. It's still like, what, 30 seconds away. Yeah, because it's still got 3. So while that's doing that, let's go ahead and come over here and throw some stuff away into here. There we go. Throw that, and that in there. Okay, almost done. We could take this then and throw it up in here. Or that'll start working, and that's a 20-second process. And we could throw this in here. Get that out of there. Throw this in here. And do this whole process. There we go. Yeah. Okay. And everything has enough power. It's still moving at a speed, so we're good. So we'll let that go for a little bit and look and see what the next step is going to be after that. Because that'll give us the annealed copper we need for this, right? Which will then give us what we need for this. What all do we need for this? We're going to need some basic circuits and a printed thing, unless we go to the circuit assembler, which still needs one of those, but I don't know if we could even make one of those, to be honest. Which is weird because we need that. So we would need processing line chapter quest book. Get iron 3 chloride or sodium sulfurate to etch your circuits. Okay. So that's going to be a whole thing. So if we click on this, I'm going to assume the iron 3 is what we're going to need. Iron 3 bucket here. Okay, so this is going to be a whole process, it looks like, in order to get to iron 3 chloride. Because we're definitely not going to get to that, because I don't think we can get to this. Okay, so we need to get sulfur dioxide, which we get from nether air. Okay, we could also get it from hydrogen and oxygen, or hydrogen sulfide, and oxygen in a chemical reactor. We get it in the electric blast furnace by blasting this. So this is probably what we're going to do. We'll throw oxygen in that. So we do get sulfur, or sulfur dioxide. Out of there. So we will need to do some more stuff with that. Okay. Because I don't think I could put another hatch on this again. We're gonna have to find out. We're gonna have to find out if I could put a hatch on there and if it'll still work or if it's gonna be annoying and not work. So we'll go here and type in LV. Output bus. Output bus. Output hatch. There we go. So we'll get that. And if I go like this, that'll turn it off. But if I go like this, yeah, so it won't put it back on because of that. So can I pick this up and put it there to keep the gas? Yes, I can, and I can do that. Okay. Okay, so that'll work there. So now, in order to get, again, the sulfur dioxide bucket, or the sulfur dioxide, we need to put in the sapphirite dust, which I should have some of, I think. We might have it over there. Let's go over here. Eat first so we can move faster. There we go. It'll also heal us up. We come over here, so we get sapphirite dust and oxygen. It should have oxygen in it, right? Yes, it does. Okay, so we can then throw that in there, take this out of there. Actually, we'll press U on here, click on this, and this doesn't look like it needs a circuit, so we go like that and turn that off. And if we turn this on, we should be getting stuff. Right? Did we run out of oxygen? I'm assuming we ran out of oxygen, that it needs quite a bit of oxygen, right? Holy crap, 3 buckets of oxygen each. We did get a single bucket of sulfur dioxide, though, so we got that. So we come in here and we could say check mark, sure. Okay, so now we need to turn that into sulfur trioxide, which I'm assuming, let's see, so we have a oxygen. That's kind of what I figured. Sulfur in a chemical reactor. You could also get it from an electrolyzer if we had that. So, but either way, chemical reactor with 1 bucket of sulfur and 1 bucket of oxygen to get that. So we should have a chemical reactor here somewhere, right? I think. Basic centrifuge, whatever, extractor, chemical reactor. So there we go. So we go like this and put that there. We should be able to come to this one, which has oxygen in it. Put it in there. put it in there to make that. Okay, then we could jump up here, grab this out of here, throw it in there, so it'll keep making more quartzite. We can take the quartzite we have, throw it in there to do that, and then we could grab our bucket of that. Okay, so we got that. So we know how to get that, and then we get this, and then we have sulfuric acid is used in a ton of recipes. Once you have sufficient resource generation, automation of this on passive is a must. So we're gonna need to end up making a lot of this. So sulfuric acid and a centrifuge. If we had in that, we could do that. Chemical reactor, hydrogen sulfate, and that. Or sulfur trioxide and water. Okay, so we could go like this and put that in. Come on, let me put it in there. There we go. We can put that in there. Where we then come over to here. Find our thing there so we get a bucket of water. Then we put a bucket of water in there to get the next thing. And yeah, but now we have a diode. Once this gets just enough to put that in there, we'll be able to get our second diode. But there's our sulfuric acid. So now we need to make hydrochloric acid, which is going to be, I'm assuming, in the chemical reactor as well, using the stuff we just got somehow. So we have sulfuric acid and salt to get hydrochloric. So we're going to need some salt then. Okay, so if I go ahead and just put that in there, so that's in there, we'll do that. We could grab our 2 diodes out. Then we could go in here, go up to here, and just collect this quest here. Okay, perfect. But we need salt, right? So we're going to need salt for this. So how do we get salt? Let's click here and type in salt and try to figure out what we do to get salt. So salt we can get from rock crushing. We get it from centrifuge of pile of our purified salt. A mixer from sodium and rock salt. And something we probably don't have. Something else we probably don't have. We get it from washing crushed rock salt, possibly, which gives us rock salt. But we could also get it from impure piles of salt and just piles of salt. I don't know how much of that we have. Chemical reactor, nope. Ore processing, which would be, that would, well, actually we technically have access to both, right? Except that one wants distilled water. Ore grinding from gypsum, rock salt, saltpeter, and salt ore. And ore crushing from salt ore. Okay, so how do we get salt ore? Because I'm sure that's in here. Saltpeter and rock salt. So we would need seawater buckets. So we're going to need to get seawater. Oh my goodness. How do we get seawater? So seawater we get from a world transformation of a bucket of seawater to get that. How do we get actual seawater, though? In a centrifuge, we could put brackish water. We could do it in a barrel transformation with sand. Okay. Okay, so we're going to need a barrel. So BA. I know we have some. And we're going to need sand. Okay, so if we come over here... Actually, we have this barrel right here, don't we? So what I could do is actually just take this barrel, put it right here, click on this, go to this, do barrel transformation, put sand in there. That should give us seawater, hopefully, if it does it what it says it's what's supposed to do. And if it does, then we'll go ahead and probably just make a second one. And deal with that. Okay, so we are getting seawater, so we'll do this so we can get more seawater. Okay, but then we click here and click here to get seawater. Okay. So that'll give us that. Okay, so we could get salt water bucket, or we could get crushed rock salt, or crushed rock salt, or we would then get, by throwing this in, a centrifuge, but we would need more than one bucket. And that gives us salt water as well. Okay, so if we then throw this in the centrifuge, right? And if we press U on that, or no, we put that in the centrifuge like that, right? Then we press U on that. We click on centrifuge. We needed, 1.25 buckets. So I was like, why is it not going? Because we don't have a. I forgot to change this to transformation. Okay, there we go. We can bring this over here. Come on, I'm clicking on it. There we go. There we go. So that'll do that, which gave us some saltpeter and some rock salt. So that gave us both. Perfect. And then again, like we said, we could take this and throw it in here to get purified. And then we could throw that in there to get purified. And then we could take them both and throw them in here to crush them into whatever. Then I could take this quartzite, throw it in here. Because we're gonna need just more diodes or whatever. Okay. But yeah, this gives us that. And of course, it didn't want to come out. We could then take this, throw it in a centrifuge for saltpeter, or an ore washer for saltpeter as well. So we could actually just take it, up here, throw it in there to get that. And then we could take this same thing up here and there to get rock salt. Okay, so that's going to give us rock salt. Okay, but we wanted salt. How do we turn that into salt? Electrolyzer will turn it into potassium. A mixer with sodium. And whatever that is, which we can't do. But if we go back to here, click on salt. We had that. Ore washer was crushed rock salt. Okay, so it's just the crushed rock salt. Okay, so we're gonna need. So I'm gonna need to get a bucket, or not a bucket, another barrel, which we could probably make use of. Do I still have it back here? I do. Make use of this. All right, come over here. I'm going to put it right there. Let's grab some more fluid pipe real quick. FLU. Boom. We'll grab that from there. Put it there. Go like that to get this filled with seawater. Nice. Okay, so that's filled with seawater from that one. I didn't think that was going to work. Why is that not working? Barrel transformation. It's got water. It's got sand in it. Okay, so it just wanted me to do that. Okay, whatever. Let's just run this over here. And jump up here and put it right there. And take that seawater and put it in here. Nice. Now, can I do anything with salt water and turning it into salt? We put salt water in the centrifuge. So if we just take the salt water back out, right? We take the salt water back out, and yeah. So this nitrogen gas is filled, so we could grab it, bring it over here. I'm gonna put it right here. We will then break this and put it right here. So I'm gonna actually have to break this and put it here. We'll go like that to pull a bunch of this nitrogen out of there real quick. Okay, but then we'll take this again. We'll take this and this, and we're going to actually bring them over to this guy instead. Or we'll go like this, and we'll throw... Can these not go in this one? Because, I mean, it shows it in the ore washer having 3... Oh, it's only if it's got a distilled water. Okay. Or if we put it on 1. Okay. Okay, so that's what we have to do. Never mind. Never mind. We'll put it on here. We'll go like this. We'll click on this. Or we could take this and put that on 1. And then we'll put that in there and that in there. And that'll take a little bit longer because it uses up more power and stuff. But then we could take that. We could come back over here through our mess. Get this nitrogen. And we could bring over here and put there to get the rest of the nitrogen out of here. So that I can jump up here and go like this. See if we can get there. I don't think we can get there pretty easily. Nope. Do need a shift anyway, so I might as well do that. We can then put that back there and do that. Oh man, I was hoping that would put the salt water in there. Darn. Oh well, we'll break that, I guess, and then go like that. And then we can just pick this up from here. Bring it there. That'll put the salt water in it. Okay. And then once that salt water's out, what we can do is pick at this here from here, take it back up to here, put it right there, and go like that to put salt water in there to get salt. Okay, and then for salt, I don't remember exactly what we needed that for. We needed it for something. We press U on this. The electrolyzer was to get the sodium. I think is that what we needed it for? No, we were going to make the like hydrochloric acid or something like that, right? So we go here. The hydrochloric acid, which we click on here and click on here. And we go to the electrolyzer. No. I don't remember what it was. Was it just in the chemical reactor? Ethylene and chlorine. Yeah, it was in here. So we had the 2 salt, 1 in the sulfuric acid in the chemical reactor. So chemical reactor, put that on 1, and then we do that. And that will give us our 1 bucket of hydrochloric acid along with some sodium bios whatever. Okay, there we go. So that'll give us this. Now we just need to make the iron 3 chloride, which we do with 3 buckets of hydrochloric acid. Oh my goodness, that's a lot. I thought that would be much easier. Apparently it is not. Okay. And then we're also going to need iron dust, which we have, but we're going to need 3 buckets of hydrochloric acid now. So to get that, again, I think we're going to need to put more oxygen, which we have right here. We're going to put more oxygen in here, so that can turn that into some sulfur dioxide, right? So we'll do that and just let that keep going for, I was going to say let that keep going so it does some. We did get 2 buckets, so that's good. So let's grab our buck. I don't know why I keep just trying to go over everything. We should just walk around. There we go. So we go here, type in bucket. Grab our buckets back out. Okay, then we come over here again. So then we go 1, 2. Okay, then we are going to need some oxygen, right? So we'll grab an oxygen because it was going to be put this in here, put that in there, put this in there. Do I have oxygen in here? I do not, so the only oxygen we have right now is what we have in here. So I'll go ahead and take that out of there. We'll come back over here and go like this, boom. Then we could take this out of here and put it back here. Once this is done with this one again, I think, right? And put that there, because again, I'm pretty sure it was that with water, right? Yeah, that with water. So we need 2 buckets of water, which will go over here. Go like that. And grab 2 buckets of water that we put in here. Yes, 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 yes. We're getting this. We're getting this. And we can take this out of here, put it in here. And we can grab the salt from here. Not in that one. Go to this one. Go from here. Click that. Put that there. Put the salt there. And that'll give us our 2 other buckets. Oh no, we ran out of power. Ran out of power. We're going to have to let that power build back up for a second. Ooh, don't know what's using up all that power though. We have a bunch of water in there, which kind of sucks because water's very useless in machines. Let's go like that. Let's go ahead and turn that back on, let it finish. There we go. Okay. So then we'll have our 3 buckets we need of this. So then we'll need an iron dust. So we come over here, go like this. It's right there. We'll grab 1 iron dust. And then I think this was also done inside of this machine, right? So if we press U on this and U on that, right? And then we go to the chemical. It is 1 iron dust, and 3 hydrochloric to get in a program circuit of 1. So if we go like this and put this here and there, I'm going to go ahead and take that salt out just in case something else happens. There we go. We could do that. We got this. What can we use? Oh, ooh. Didn't mean to click on that. But that uses up a heck of a lot more power than what we're putting into it, apparently. So I go like that and just wait a little bit. So we're going to get like 6 seconds at a time here by waiting. Ooh, that sucks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, there we go. Of course, we could also just watch it, and we only got 3 seconds that time. Oh. I do wish the percentage, like it showed in the other things, was up on there, but yeah. Go like this, turn it off. We'll wait a second. We got some more time that time. We got, what, 4 seconds there. But yeah, this is what I mean by I don't quite understand the way this power works overall. I believe if we let this get all the way up, we could finish it this time. So we'll go like this. There we go. Just in case it doesn't make it, we'll go ahead and do that. And then we'll do that. There we go. Now we have our 1 bucket of iron, and then we have some hydrogen gas. Okay, perfect. So now if we go like that, we click on this, and we press U on this, and we go to electrolyzer. We can get chlorine gas and that out of it, which is okay, but I think we need, yeah, we're going to need this. We're going to need some electrum foil, an epoxy circuit board, and half a bucket of that, right? I'm not sure. Because we definitely need the, right, we're going for the epoxy printed one, right? I think. I don't remember. I don't remember which one are we going for. We are going for, we need, yeah, we could click yes on that. And why is this saying we need another task for that? Processing quest, give, or glue bucket. Glue bucket? What do I need a glue bucket for? Oh my goodness. So let's see, in a centrifuge. So we're going to need to put 10 of these in a centrifuge to get glue. That sucks. I mean, we got that many, but that kind of sucks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 11, whatever. We go like that. Okay, so we'll come over here to the centrifuge, throw that in there. And that's going to take 200 seconds. That's going to be quite a bit of time there. Okay, so we'll get that glue bucket, which will also give us, this is also going to give us the raw rubber pulp, which will also give us the liquid rubber that we finished. So that's going to give us a lot of coins, right? That's going to give us 3 coins. So what do we get? Or how do we get this stuff then? The sodium, whatever, we put that in an electrolyte. Oh, so we just put that in an electrolyzer. Okay, so we can just take this and throw this in an electrolyzer, and that'll give us the other one. Okay, cool. Cool. I don't know which one we actually need first, but let's go ahead as well. Grab out this glue pulp, or rubber pulp, so we can collect those. But if I then click on this and click on this and we press U on this, so that's basically all that's used for, apparently. Ore treating. So we would put crushed in there to get Is that basically just the same thing as using it? Because we get cobalt out of it that way. So we're still really far off here. Okay, so let's see. So we go back to Industrial Revolution so that we can get this here. So we're gonna need a analytics circuit board, right? Which is going to be apparently some wood pulp and glue in an assembler. So that's why we need the glue apparently. Wood pulp. Wood pulp. I'm assuming we get that just by throwing it in the thing, right? Yeah. Oh, we could even get, we get sticky resin, wood pulp, and methane gas by throwing, oh, it's just rubber log. Okay, never mind. Can we get rubber logs anyways other than that? Maybe not. Rubber. Is there a rubber sapling that we can get anyway? No, if I click on it, it says there's no way to get it. Okay, so we go back to wood pulp. Sadly, I don't think we could do it that way with the centrifuge. The cutter, we would need to put water in the cutter as well. The distillery, which is biomass, we don't have. The lathe, we could do that to get sticks out of it and stuff. So, I mean, would be one thing. The packer, this blah blah blah, part grinding. If we threw one plank in there, we get one pulp if we did a part grinding. But if we do it in the mensurator, we just throw a log in there. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, so we'll come over here, take this, throw that in there, because we're going to need that. This will give us our glue bucket. We got a plant ball, some other stuff. Okay, yeah, there we go, though. We go like that. That we don't have a thing for that. So we go down to our assembler. Take out the diodes we got from that. Go like this, go like this. Break it. Put it back down so we can put our glue in there. And then we need wood pulp and... oh, hey, look, we can make resistors that way too. This we need the wood pulp and have it on 1. So we'll go like that. We'll put it on 1. Grab our wood pulp that we got and throw it in there. That'll start making those, and we go like that, and then just sure, we got lots of wood pulp now. Okay, so we'll be good here. Throw that rest of that in there, let those go. Okay, then we take this out, right? And then we press U on this, and in the chemical reactor thing, we could take the iron chloride, some silver foil. So we're gonna need some silver foil, which kind of sucks, but yeah, I mean, actually, we could take all of it. Take it all, and then we could throw it into here. Yeah. Okay, so we'll get as many of these as we can get right now. We'll get that silver. Because again, because I don't think we have any silver in here. I don't know what we have in the way of silver in here. SIL. We do have this, which if I go like this and we press U on this, I could throw it in a bender with 1 to get 4 each. You know what? Let's do it. Let's do it. We'll come over here. We'll go like that. That is on 1. So if I do that, that's going to give us 4 silver foil. And that was what we needed, right? 4 silver foil in one of these in the chemical thing. So we go like this. Put that there. Put this and this there. And we grab this and go like that. Oh man, this uses up more power. Oh, I'm gonna have to do something with that. I'm gonna have to do something with that, I think. I think it is mainly because all the machines, there's so many machines on one thing. So if I take that out, right? Go like that. Let's go ahead, come back over here, go like this, type in LV. We have ones. I think I'm going to take these and put them in the thing to take them apart. If I go like this, right? I could do that. Go 1, 2, 3, 4 to do that. And then we could make one of these to make one of these. So then just click on this one that makes 4. Actually, we'll just go ahead, I guess, since I can't do that because I don't have that. We'll go like this to make the one that makes 8. There we go. We'll come back here and break that. And we will put this in right there. Grab our wire cutters and tell it to connect that way. Tell that to disconnect from that way. And then we could grab... Well, actually, I mean, like, so... I'm not sure. Should I do that? That's gonna put... That might work. That might work. If we go like that, put that back down in there, because that machine's not on it. The machine's connected to the other one, so there we go. We go like that. Of course, the thing is that that down there doesn't have a thing connected with power. I need a way to connect it to power. So we'll come over here, go like this, type in at Cree to grab this and this. And then I don't think I could actually break that one. I think I'm going to have to do something with some stairs and stuff real quick. So we'll go in here, click on this STA. So we'll grab these stairs. Let's go like this and grab these water buckets. Okay, so we'll come over here, we'll go like this. We are going to go ahead, pick this up and put it right there for right now, where we will then scoop that up, put that down, fill that in. That way there we can break this block down here without it going everywhere to get to this angle where we can click that. Then we come to here, click on that, and that'll connect it up. Okay, perfect. Then we can take this and put it back right there and be good. Now if I come over here and we turn this on, as you can see, it is losing power. Not nearly as fast though, which is good. That's a sign of it probably won't lose all of its power. It'll probably go down to like 10,000 and stop, or 1,000 and stop. Yeah, so it got around that 1,000 range, so half of it. So we are good. But that'll give us this circuit here. So we could go in here, accept that. Then we go in here, grab this to accept that. Go in here. Okay, so I did start using up more power. I'm assuming something else started using power, possibly too. But we could go like that, and we could just kind of ignore that though for now, because we do have what we need. All right, we got 2 of those. So now I can come in here, I can press U on this. Then all we need is some basic circuits, which in order to get those, we're going to need some more of these, which means we need some more of these. Which means if we have our alloy thing, so we get some glass dust, right? Get some glass dust. Go here and type in press. No, a form. Yep, there we go. There we go. So we grab that. And we come over to our alloy smelter and throw that and that in there to start getting some more of those. And yeah, we're going to need a lot of other stuff. So, okay, so then we close this. We're going to need some of these, which means we need some of these. So we'll go like that. I'm assuming we don't have very many of the other things. So we'll go like that. And then we'll click here and do that. So we click here to click here. Get some of those to then click here. Get some of those that we could put up there. We're going to need 1, 2, 3. We ran out of paper, which I really need to actually set up this as a farm. Hey, look, our fish is still there. But I really need to get, some paper, some stuff set up for a paper farm so that we don't have to run out of paper as often. There we go. So we got that. So now we just need these, which just means we need to come over here, grab those out of there. That's got more than enough power from what I could see. We can then click here and click on this and go like this and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go here and go 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Which will then let us press U on this again. Click on this. And click on that. And boom, there we go. Our medium circuit. Nice. Nice. Okay, now for what we actually need to do with some of our coins because we don't feel like waiting. And I'm not sure if they're going to be super important. Hopefully we have enough of them. We go in here and go down to the shop. Click on the medium circuit. Go like this. Click submit to get rid of 12 of them to be able to get 12 circuits. There we go. There we go. Okay, so now what we can do is we need to go in here and type in MV hatch, right? Because we're going to need a medium voltage. Let's see, transforms 1 amp to 4 amp. Oh, that's high volt, so we don't need that. Well, actually, do we need like this stuff? I think we're gonna need one of these, which means we need some of these. So we go like this and go 1, 2. Apparently, I did not make enough of this. The signalium wire. Yeah, because we ended up stopping making the signalium because of reasons. Okay. We do have some, so let's go like that and come over here. That should give us enough, I think, to make the one we need. So let's take that out, put that on. That's using up power. That's still using power. We're good there. We're good there. We're good here. Yeah. So once this gets made with some more wire, of course, it's gonna finish up this one first, and then we'll get in here and get the signalium or signalum. I don't know why I kept adding an I or an E in there. But there we go. We grab that. We can then come over here and go like that and go 1, 2. There we go. Perfect. And then if we go like this, we could then grab a medium voltage controller. Or converter. 4 amp converter. Okay, perfect. Perfect. So that should work. We now need one of these, which means we need another one of these, which means we need one of those. Okay, so it's made in an assembler with a bronze drum and a medium voltage thing, and hopefully something we could make. Nope. Darn. So we're gonna have, before we could even make our medium voltage input hatch, we got some other work to do, it seems. Okay, so we click here though, and click here, and do that. So advanced assembler, medium volt. So it probably wants us, it looks like it wants us to, yeah, so it looks like we're gonna need these UPC chips and a advanced assembler in order to even do that. So what do we need for the advanced assembler? We're gonna need a lot of aluminum. And it's a lot of copper cable, which I think we have a lot of copper cable in here, right? Cable. Redstone, we have decent amount of copper cable in here. Okay. So, in order to make this, we are going to go to our next thing, I guess, and make the advanced assembler. So if we click on this, we go over to this, we're going to need another one of these, which means we need another one of these, which means we just need a lot more aluminum. So we need a lot more aluminum, which was kind of the reason we had this going, right? So we get sulfur or sapphire and green sapphire. So we could bring these over to here and throw them into there. We could take our crushed silver ore. Actually, let's go ahead and take this out of here. And that's going to take a while, but yeah, okay. Okay, so let's get... Well, where'd I get turned around? I got turned around right there. Okay, go here. Let's see. So we can put the diodes in there, the star coins, the clay, the torches, the bronze foil. Let's go ahead and put the gallium stuff in there. We'll go ahead and put this other stuff here in there for now. Sapphire geodes. We could go ahead and put that in there. These here, we had the extractor thing, right? I think that's what. Well, no, we don't put them in the extractor. We put them in the plasma scrapper, which is an arc furnace, or we put them in a part grinder, which is the mesonator thing, which is this. So we'd have to wait for that. Okay. But this, we wanted to turn, or we want to crush it into this, right? And then we want to throw it into distilled water washer. Looks like we want to throw it possibly in a distilled water washer for the best outcome of getting aluminum dust. Yeah, because the other ways was small. We could throw it in a mixer to get crap. We could throw it in the other ore washer. Okay, so actually, yeah, if we throw it in ore washer with regular water on one, again, it's going to use more power that way, but yeah. But we could do that, throw it in there with one, get some stone dust. We got some salt there, and we got some rock salt. It also takes a lot longer with regular water. But by doing that way, we could get aluminum dust. Because we need a lot of aluminum dust. And I don't know if there's going to be any other... I don't remember if there's any other way to really get aluminum dust. So if we go in here and we type in alu... like that, right? And we go to... here and click on this. So aluminum dust, again, we could get it from breaking down aluminum. We get it from that which we have to make from aluminum. We could get it from bentonite. We get it from the sapphire slurry. So if we turn the sapphire ore into slurry, we could then put it in a centrifuge to get more. Of course, that's a high voltage thing, so we can't do that. Can't do that one yet. If we put whatever that is in there, whatever that is, some weird steel stuff that we don't have, Kenthal, whatever that stuff is, mica, cobalt brass, which actually we need aluminum to make cobalt brass anyway, so that makes sense. Impure aluminum. Ruby slurry, which are again high voltage. So I don't think they're, other than the slurries, Zamac actually gives a decent amount. I'm not even sure how that we get Zamac. Zamac is that, which is mixture copper, aluminum. So we would need aluminum to mix it anyways. Okay, so that's not a good question. Okay, so back to aluminum dust, which we could get from ore processing again as well. So if we throw ore processing, which is going to be in the machine over there, we throw the crushed sapphire into that, right? We get chance of getting that. We could also throw the polycate and green sapphire to get them as well. So let's just try this. So let's see. So again, if we do it this way, right? So this is giving us 3 per. Approximately. If we bring this over here and throw that in, is that not going to work in there? Oh, yeah, it needs distilled water. I don't know if I could put another input hatch on this, though. We can find out. We can find out. Right? It's not that hard to find out. We go over here, click on this. Input hatch. Because I think this has as many hatches as it can have on it. So if we go like this, though, right? Can I just move this block? No, I can't. Okay, so if I break this block, put that in. Oh, we can't put another input hatch on it. Okay, cool, cool. That means I could actually come over here and type in water, take these couple of distilled water buckets that I have for some reason. I won't mention what it was, but we could go like that, put distilled water in there, and let this go, which is going to take 16 seconds, and we'll get what we get out of that. Okay, so we had 13 in here, and we got 4 aluminum dust. Okay, so now if I take this, is there anything I could do to get aluminum dust? It doesn't really look like it, but I could throw it in like a thermal centrifuge to get green sapphire dust. Throw it in the sifter, or yeah. Okay, so if we wanted to get the slurry out of it, I don't think we can get the slurry out of this stuff. I think it has to be sapphire dust to get the slurry. I don't remember. I don't remember, but let's go look at this. This is now struggling to keep up its power. But if we come over here, I mean, we did get 1 aluminum, so we did get some more. So let's go ahead again for this though, to turn this into actual aluminum has to be done inside of this, right? Which kind of sucks as well. Oh, man. Because we still don't have the medium voltage set up in here all the way. Okay, so if we take this, we throw that in there. We take this out of here. We put this on this, and we go to this. We needed nitrogen gas and 2. So we would need to come over here. Take the output frame off. Put the input frame on because it's got the nitrogen gas. Come over here, click on this, click on this, click on this. And then we turn that on and hope it doesn't run out of power before. You can see all that power just being drained out of there. Oh my goodness. I was really hoping that this would work and I didn't have to keep adding more power to this thing. I was hoping. Well, we will come back once I get the power and stuff set up. This is going to take quite a while to get all this going, so we'll come back once we get it going. I gotta tell you, that was a lot more annoying than I thought it was going to be. I did end up using some of my money to buy more aluminum just because I didn't feel like waiting. But we do now have a medium voltage assembler. Whether or not it actually works with any of this stuff, who knows? Because, yeah, it's stuff. But let's take the basic one out. And we'll put medium voltage one down. Of course, it is getting power, so it should work. It does look like it can be. We can get all the way up to medium voltage once, which is good. Okay, good, good, good. So we can do that. So, what did we need for that again? What were we working on for that mainly? So we click on this, we click on this. Okay, yeah, but yeah, for the energy hatch, this time, let's see, you can use your machine EFB again this time to high voltage, which is fine, but for now we mainly need to worry about getting this stuff here, which we need, yeah, that chip for, and we're going to need the medium voltage thing, which means we need some fine aluminum wire, which kind of sucks. I don't think we only have 1 aluminum plate. Okay. If we come over here, we are up to 6 aluminum there, which we can bring over here and throw in here. And of course, sadly, this thing still doesn't quite have enough power to do everything we need it to do. I'm going to go ahead and turn it off with my mallet, because I keep forgetting you could turn it off with the rubber mallet, or the soft mallet, so I remembered I could do that without having to open it up. But if we do that, Do I really want to? I think I'm going to just do this again. We're going to go in here and type in coin. We have 4, which I believe is what it cost. Yeah, what it cost to get that. So we're going to click submit, waste a bunch more of that just so we can get this. And then if we press U on this, right, and we go to our bender, we put it on 10, we will get 4, right? So we get 4 for 1. We have it on. So we get 4 for 1, and we get 4 for 1 this way here, but it takes twice as long. So yeah, so we'll go here. We will take this, click there, put that on 10, and put some of those in there, right? Because then we could take this foil and throw it in an assembler. No, I'm joking. Yeah, we probably could have actually just went straight to the thing in the wire mill, I believe. Actually, if I go like this, wire mill, and we go to, nope, not there. Next page, we go here. It would be 1 for 8 instead of 1 for 4. Yeah, that would have been better. Whatever. We already made these sheets. Actually, we might need these sheets later. So you know what? Let's go ahead, come over here. We'll go like this. And we'll press U on this again. And then we'll go to the wire mill. We put it on 3 to get that. Okay, so we'll go like this. And we'll go here. And we'll click on 3. And then we'll put 4 of them in there. That's going to give us 8, 16, 32, right? Okay, so then we click here, get all of our buckets in a stack. There we go. Okay, so then it was again, we press U on this. This is a steel rod, or magnetic steel rod in number 1. So if we come over here and type in mag, we go like that to get 2 of those out. Run over here, click on this, click on this, click on 1. Throw that and that in there. And as you can see, though, it is using up the power, or more power than it can handle, because we do technically still only have low voltage going into it. But it we with our hammer, we could actually, our mallet, we could actually see it a little bit better now to pause it at a good time by right clicking on it with that. So there we go. We could do that. That'll finish that first one off. We could then come over here and grab that out. Wait for this to get up, turn it back on. Watch it go down, watch it go down. There we go. Turn it off real quick, let it go all the way back up. And once it's all the way back up, like 3, 2, 1, we go like that and get that second one. There we go. Perfect. Nice. Okay, so we got that part of our medium voltage thing. Of course, I still don't know if, well, actually, I actually put that in here. So MV. So if I was to grab like this, right, then we go back in here. If I type in HV, we get our high voltage cables. We go like this. If I go like this, right, if I put this right here for right now, well, actually, no, let's put this on this side, right? If I go like this, we need our wire cutters. We'll go like that. And connect that up. And then we need a thing. We have one. We can just go like this, put it right here. And then hook this up to there. It's a good thing wires going through stuff doesn't matter too much, but as you can see, that is getting power. And that should be giving this power as well. So, if we were to do, we really don't want to waste some aluminum on that though. So let's go back into here and go back up to here. So we need to get to this use thing chip here. So we need to get some monocrystalline silicoboil stuff, which this we get from silicone dust and the small piles of gallium. Silicone dust, we will get that by throwing silicone bronze in there. We could throw polycrystalline, whatever that is, into there, which will also give us aluminum. I don't know how I get this stuff. Polycate ore. I'm assuming there's going to be... We did something in there. Okay, lines of production. No, resource production, I think is actually the one I was looking for. Silver, gold, sodite, or pen. Is that what it was that I was looking for? Or am I looking for... No, I think I'm looking for this stuff down here. Or one of these other ones. I don't know. I don't know. This is a lot of work. Apparently, we didn't never get the seawater put in the thing. Whatever. Do we get anything from that? No, we don't. Okay, so we could just go here, though, click this anyways. Complete that quest. And be finished with it. Really wish I could get to this thing here, which is apparently a LUV, which we're nowhere close to getting. Darn, I want to be able to do this stuff in order, but it's so much work, and I keep messing up which buttons I click. Okay, so again, we click on this, we click on this. We get the silicone, which the silicone, we get from raw asbestos, apparently. From asbestos ore. To get silicone dust after we crush it and then do the thermal thing or do that. Okay, so that'd be the best ways. If we get asbestos, can we get asbestos from anything? Or grinding or crushing? No, we cannot. Okay. So then if we click on this again, we go ahead and click on this. If I click on that there, we can then get back here a little bit quicker. So we click on here. We get it from silicone bronze, which I'm assuming is going to need silicone. We get it from that, which is something I don't think we can get. And we get it from piles of Fuller's Earth. Okay, how do we get Fuller's Earth? Can we get Fuller's Earth? Crushed that. Crushed Fuller's Earth. Does not look like we can get crushed Fuller's Earth either. So we'll click here. We'll click here. I don't think we can get it that way. Electrolyzer, again, we have that way. We have clay dust. Okay, so clay dust we could electrolyze. All right, we could make clay dust. Oh, that's going to be very, very annoying. But clay dust, because we get water. But clay dust is simple to make, and we should have a way to do that now. We should be able to go here, type in clay. Click out of there, press U on that, click on this, go like that. Bring this over to the electrolyzer and throw it in here. Of course, sadly, this is probably going to be a medium voltage one, isn't it? Yes, it is. So it's going to be a medium voltage one. So sadly, let's pick this up from here. Bring it over to here. Let's disconnect that. Dang it. I took some of that sodium stuff out of here. It sucks. Oh well. We'll break that. Get back down here and get it. And we'll just put it back in right there. Grab our wire. And blow up! Thank you all for watching. Please enjoy your day, night, day, whatever you're doing, wherever you're at. As always, force your friends to watch. We will come back next time and try and figure this out. That kind of sucks that whole thing just blew up. I do not know why it blew up. Okay. How do I get my stuff back? Do I just break it? Yes, I do. Okay. So yeah, so I'm not entirely sure. Like I said, we'll come back next time. I'll get that all figured out, and who knows? Who knows? We'll figure it out, and we'll come back next time for some more. Some more of this. Whatchamacallit? Star technology, and yeah. Until then, peace out. See you later.